As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
OU baseball, baby. We're in the final series. Amazing. The run these guys are on is just incredible. Another victory. Cruise over A&M. Sandlin was on it. His stuff was just beautiful.
Dude, you talk about setting the damn tone.
Yeah.
Coming out there in the first and just mowing them down. That was
Crazy.
awesome.
I didn't realize this, but Sandlin and Horton, the two games that they've had, I think Sandlin had 12 strikeouts. Cade Horton had 11. You know, those two games are the most strikeouts in a College World Series game in Omaha since Mark Redmond in 94. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. And they both did it back-to-back games for OU.
And not to bring up something sad, but like Sandlin, didn't his sister pass away? Like, I think it was, just a couple weeks ago. I remember reading something about it in the Tulsa World. And that's just, it's almost one of those, meant to be. Like, that kid deserved that performance. And like, he was so clutch, man. Like, he had some situations, right? I think it was the fourth inning where he gave up the 2 hits to start the inning.
Yeah.
But then bounces back with back-to-back strikeouts. And I think he did it like in the second as well. Like, he was, when it looked like he could get into a jam, he just struck guys out.
Yep.
And I mean, anytime A&M was threatening, he just shut the door on him. It was so impressive. It was so impressive to me. And I'm not here to act like I'm some baseball aficionado and I'm watching hundreds of games a year or anything, but I understand this about sports. When you are desperate, when your back's against the wall, when it is win or go home, you have a sense of urgency that usually heightens your performance. A&M had that, right? It was a desperate team, right? They had to win or they were going home. OU was not in that situation. It's only natural to be, some people say, oh, you're more relaxed. But when you're on that edge, that sense of urgency, that's where you want to be, really, in my opinion, in sports. And Sandlin just said, sorry, guys, not today. I mean, he just absolutely shut him down.
Yep. He was working it. The bats were good again. Jimmy Crooks drops another bomb. He's on one right now. Just a fun team. Everyone contributes. Everyone's playing well. They haven't been perfect, but they've been dang near perfect. And it's, was a big-time game, and frankly, they turned it into a snoozer, which is good. That's what you want.
It was so boring.
Yeah, that's
like
what
the
you
last
want.
3 innings.
It went by quick, and you look up, and it's like, oh, they're 9 outs away. Oh, they're 5 outs away. Oh, they're 2 outs away. Let's end it with a nice, tidy little double play here to wrap things up. I mean, it's just clean baseball, aggressive baseball. They're getting it from everyone. And honestly, the setup could not have worked out better. They've got their 1, 2, and 3 guys all going to be working on full rest for game 1, game 2, and if necessary, game 3. All guys are coming off of great performances. They're feeling good. Confidence level is high. You couldn't ask for anything better right now.
I agree. And I feel like we need to talk about this when it comes to OU baseball. There seems to be this group of OU baseball fans that aren't fans of other OU fans now cheering for OU baseball. They're like, you're not real OU baseball fans. To those people, I say, relax. Just relax. We're all on the same team here. Yeah. Hey, you may be. Listen, I have never pretended that I watch every OU baseball game. No, I am very honest. I get my OU baseball knowledge from Toby Rowland and Eddie Radosevich. And I watch a couple games now and then. You know, when they started getting things rolling, yeah. If you want to call me a bandwagon fan, like, listen, I've been going to OU games since I can walk. I ain't on any bandwagon, so you can shut the hell up with that. I will say, like, I understand what some of those people like, oh, you haven't been riding with us the whole season. Sorry. Like, can't we all just get along? We're all OU fans. I don't understand this weird animosity between what seems to be this small group. It seemed to, at points of time, seem to be angry. And maybe it's because some of the things are, you know, critical, some of the posts on social media and stuff like that. But I mean, who's got anything negative to say about this team right now, Ted? What,
I get it.
Oh, I totally get it.
I understand because there's a core group that has been there, rain or shine, good and bad, thick and thin, no matter what. And you've been grinding all of this time with the baseball team, sometimes mad at them, sometimes happy, but always there. And I understand that now everyone else is going to show up and celebrate what you've been waiting on this whole time. You've been waiting on it for 25 years. Everyone else that's showing up has been waiting on it for 5 minutes. I understand completely, but that's the nature of the beast. You know, you have, it's the same thing in basketball. Basketball goes to the Final Four. There's a ton of people that start to show up. Softball, same thing. They've been winning like crazy now. It's the hottest ticket in town. When you win, that's what happens. Why? Because you got a massive group of OU fans, right? They're OU fans. There's going to be a bunch of people that show up in Omaha that aren't baseball fans. They're OU fans. And they're going to go to whatever OU event is happening at the time that's drawing the attention, that's winning games, that has a chance to go to a national championship. That's how it goes. They're OU fans. Now, football has way more hardcore than baseball does. Hopefully the numbers start to grow with baseball. But, you know, that's what's going to happen at a place like Oklahoma. They're not necessarily bandwagon fans because they've always been OU fans. They're just going to what team is on the hunt at the moment.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us, listen, I went to my first game, OU game, I think in 95. And I went to every home game in 95, in 96, in 97, in 98. So I understood at a very young age what it's like to support a team that's not winning a lot, is not having a ton of success. And then, boom. I never, like when things took off, and you obviously those were your teams, when things took off, I never thought, oh, you people weren't grinding with my 6-year-old self back in 96. Like, I don't know. It's just,
yeah, the same thing happened.
Everyone should be in a good mood about OU baseball right now is maybe what I'm trying to say.
Right. And I do understand it, but my hope is that this ignites something. And I don't expect next year that all of a sudden the stands are going to be completely full for early season games in late February. All right. That's not my expectation, but I do expect there to be more people than there was this year and the year previous. And I do expect that there's going to be more eyeballs on it. And I do expect that there's going to be more money channeled that way. And I think this is going to be good for OU baseball, 100%.
Yeah. Speaking of more money channeled that way, OU announced a $5 million gift from Brian and Kim. I'm going with Kimry.
I think so.
Kimry.
That's how I've been saying it.
Yeah. A couple from Bartlesville. That'll go to the Dale Mitchell Stadium renovation. So this run, I saw Skip Johnson's tweet and I was like, oh boy, someone got a donation. And then this came out shortly after. So the only thing that was better than that was Crooks's dad hitting the cameraman with that finger gun on ESPN. That was after, I think it was after his second hit in the game. It wasn't the homer, it was the next one. I think he just hit the finger gun. Oh, it was dad swag to the max, man. It was fantastic.
That's great. So much fun. I'm glad that they're enjoying it. I'm glad the fans are enjoying it. I'm glad that the fruits are already coming in. And I saw the rendering of like what the baseball facility is going to look like whenever it's done. Looks pretty good, man. Looks really good.
Yeah. All right. Who'd you have as your loser of the week?
I had to go with Roger Goodell. Now he was up in front of Congress, and it was interesting. First of all, I don't even know why he's there. Is this really something that Congress needs to be spending time on? There's a million other things going on. Why do they need to get to the bottom of what's going on with the Washington Redskins? Is every single business out there that has some issue going to go and comment in front of Congress think it's stupid? But anyways, whenever he was there, I thought it was so funny. He got asked why Dave Portnoy is banned from NFL games. And he said, I don't know anything about that. And I guess he was under oath. And now there's like this big campaign about he's just committed perjury by saying that
he lied under oath.
He lied under oath. I thought it was so funny. And it's just a dumb look. I'm sure he was like on the list of things that, hey, this might get brought up. I don't think on that list they came up with Dave Portnoy being banned from NFL games. So I think he was probably shocked at the moment, but I will not be convinced that he doesn't know anything about that. I thought that was awesome, and just another in a long line of bad looks for Roger Goodell.
Yeah, and he basically went up there and was like, I can't really do anything about Dan Snyder. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's not up to me. And all the Congress people were just peppering him. Maybe my favorite part of the video is just like how uncomfortable he looked the entire time. He did not look like he was having any fun at all.
Well, it's got to be miserable. You've got people
he should have just pulled a Snyder and not showed up.
Yeah. I don't know why he would show up. I don't know. I think it's just the biggest waste of time ever. I have no idea why he's there, why any elected official gives any rip whatsoever what's going on there. So dumb.
Yeah, and I'm sure Goodell, that was only, what was it, 20 of 24 for Deshaun Watson settled? Did you see that? So now you talk about he was testifying in Congress. Now he's got that situation where they probably had a pretty good idea of what they were going to do. Now you've got 20 of those 24 cases, civil cases settled with Watson. Goodell's probably like, man, what a week.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm fascinated to see what goes down with that. I don't know. Some people are saying that they expect a significant suspension, but I don't even know what that means. I mean, 6 games is significant. Now, I don't think it's significant for Deshaun Watson's situation, but 6 games is still a significant suspension for a player and for a team. So I don't know what that means. Like, is a year suspension, is that significant? Is that what they're talking about? I don't know. I'm fascinated to see what comes down.
Yeah, that's kind of the storyline that's kind of looming over the entire NFL season. So we'll see. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But First
Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
And if you are a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing. Head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage Single Malt Whiskey. It was just voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn Whiskey.
Oh, it's made from
He
blue corn.
forgot.
That's
He
the
forgot.
fancy corn. No.
It's made from the blue corn. That's the fancy corn. And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year round. Yeah, you can drink it when it's going to be 104 degrees this weekend.
Woo.
Remember, in 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan. It became the first American distillery to win the competition. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners are from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the week, this is very personal. Thought about going with Minivans because Ted drove home from Dallas to OKC in a Chrysler Town and Country rental car. And my God.
Amazing, right?
What an efficient and practical, easy to operate, handled well. What a piece of machinery.
Amazing.
That minivan. I don't think I'll ever be able to convince my wife to let us have one, but I'm a firm believer, like everyone with kids should have one of those. In and out with the car seat. So easy. Just the convenience, the just low key elegance. I mean, there was so much space. It was me, my wife, my 1-year-old son in his car seat, my sister-in-law. We had all been gone for more than 3 weeks. We had like 10 suitcases in that thing too. No problem. And plenty of space for activities.
It's
incredible.
They're amazing. I used to do my radio show from this Dodge dealership, and they always had some of those, like either the Town and Country or the Pacifica there. And on breaks, I'd go sit in and be like, this is amazing. All of the TVs in there. They've got everything you could ever ask for. I wish I could just force my ego to shut up and drive one. That would be the best thing ever. I see guys driving minivans and I envy those men. I do.
I envy having that confidence.
I know.
I will say, my wife fell asleep last night. I looked at Toyota Siennas, like the premium Toyota Sienna, for like a solid 20 minutes. I watched the YouTube video, like the YouTube tour of the interior.
Gabe, we took an Uber in Orlando from Disney World to the airport in a Toyota Sienna. And I was like, hey, this is awesome, because we had 6 people in it and everyone's luggage, it all fit in the back in an area like this big. Somehow all the luggage fit in there. Everyone was spread out. I was like, this thing is awesome. And I was looking up prices. I was watching videos.
They're like half the price of the car that you drive, dude.
I know it. That's hilarious.
Oh, maybe I may reach out to our friends at Fowler Toyota and just inquire, just see what the Sienna inventory is looking like. No promises. I just want to take a look, maybe drive it a little bit, I'm just Just saying. But my winner of the week, LIV Golf. Strong week for Greg
Very
Norman
strong.
and
Yep.
the crew. Now, we thought them applying for official world golf ranking points, we thought that was going to be the big story this week. That was like the fifth thing on the list of big things for that new tour. LIV golfers, they're going to be allowed to play in the Open here in mid-July, which is big news for them. So they just got to play in the U.S. Open. Now they're getting to play in the Open Championship. And then you had some names come over and join the LIV Golf Tour. And one of them is an OU man, Abe Ancer. And I thought his statement that he released was interesting, right? Said playing in LIV would allow him to spend more time with his family and friends, said it would allow him to spend more time and invest more time back in his home country of Mexico. He's an OU guy. We got to support him. But this is a guy that, is a top 20 player in the world. Yeah. Has been playing some really, really good golf. So when I saw that, I bet the LIV people were fired up, a little international flavor. They're like, a Mexican-American, dual citizen there. That I'm sure they're really, really pleased with that. And also the guy, he's a hell of a golfer, right?
Yep. No doubt about that.
They may not even know about the tequila yet.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Can't blame him. Fewer tournaments, more money, more time back in Mexico, more time with family and friends. Hey, it's, guys are going to make those decisions. And I think it's going to be more younger guys making those decisions. I mean, you got to face it. This day and age, far fewer people are caught up in the traditions, the stories and the legacies. And it's more about, hey, I don't want to do this forever. I want to make as much money as I can right now and set myself up, set my family up. And that's kind of where things are. Now, the longer guys have been on tour, the more reputation and name they've built for themselves. Well, they may be a little bit more invested in what that legacy means and what the tradition means because they want to be a part of it. The younger guys coming out, they want the quick buck.
Yeah. And when the LIV golf model was originally being discussed, where it was less golf for more money, the first person I thought of was Brooks Koepka. Because I had heard him go on podcasts and talk about how, like, he doesn't golf in the off season and he thinks golf should be 12 holes or 13 holes instead of 18 holes. And like, sometimes he just like blacks out on the back nine. He's like, wait, where am I? Oh, so he was the first guy who was like, that sounds like something Koepka would be interested in. But then he had the presser at the US Open, which is kind of hilarious now, where he's basically blaming the media to their faces for creating what he called a black cloud over the U.S. Open with all the conversation about LIV. And then a couple of days later, he jumps and goes and joins. I mean, it's hilarious. And there's no way he didn't know he was going to make this move at that point in time. Like, I can't believe he was able to say that with a straight face. That's impressive. It really is. But he's a 4-time major winner, and he's only 32 years old. Now he's had the injuries, right? And they're starting to pile up for him, but he's the number 19 player in the world. And he's a name. Like, yeah. Abe Ancer, I think personally right now is a better golfer than Brooks Koepka with what Koepka's dealing with physically, but Brooks Koepka's a name. Like, that's a big get. He's one of the most popular guys on the tour.
And everyone loved the Koepka DeChambeau beef that was going on last year, right? That was a big deal.
It was the most talked, other than Tiger, of course. It was the most talked about thing in golf.
I bet they recreate that somehow.
Just let them fight.
I bet they recreate it, and That gets a lot of people kind of locked in to where they watch and kind of off you go. I don't know. It's really interesting.
Maybe the biggest thing that happened is the reaction the PGA Tour had. I mean, because in Golf Digest, they had all the details, right? And they put them out there. There was a meeting on Tuesday with Monahan and all the players, mandatory, right? There at the Travelers in Connecticut. And basically starting in 2023, the PGA Tour schedule, it's going to, and this sounds awfully familiar, it will include 8 limited field, no cut events with purses of $20 million or more for the top 50 finishers in the prior season's FedEx Cup standings. 8 events, ton of prize money, trying to get all the best players. Sounds like, is that something that LIV Golf has done?
If I was a player sitting in that meeting, I would have said, "You sons of bitches. Are you kidding me?" So you could have been increasing the purses all along, huh? Could have been doing it all along. But now, only after some pressure and after some guys are leaving to go elsewhere, now you want to raise the purse. Isn't that interesting? Amazing that before long, or not too long ago, hey, be happy at what we're giving you. Look at what the purses were before Tiger Woods. This is the greatest time ever for golf. Be happy with what you're getting. Amazing. It just goes to show you everything that they've said it's just crap. It's so frustrating to me that the way that they've handled this and what they've said about the players that have left, what they've said about their reputations, all of that, and then now you're going to start offering the same type of stuff. It's amazing.
It's funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
All right, for my loser of the week, I thought about going with any haters of the Golden State Warriors because they looked like they were having a damn blast at that parade. Draymond Green, I mean, these guys, as they should be, just wasted. Draymond Green just drunk on the mic, cussing up a storm in front of kids. Got no problem with it, by the way. Did you see Steph Curry looking drunk as a skunk took a picture with that actual goat that was wearing a Curry jersey? I mean, what an incredible picture.
It was crazy. Wild event. Sometimes there's nothing happens out of a championship parade. Other times it's like, oh, wow, what a scene. And this kind of worked its way into one of those, what a scene. It wasn't quite Tom Brady throwing the Super Bowl trophy across the channel or spray painting riot horses in Philadelphia, but it was still a good one.
Give me all of the drunk Klay Thompson content. I want it. I mean, all of the things that happened to that dude. First of all, loses the championship hat on the boat, flies off his head on the way to the parade, and was filming himself while it happened. Just incredible content. I mean, just incredible. Then guy is just chugging Hennessy. And I mean, Hennessy is not my favorite, but he was getting after it. Did a Michael Jackson dance in the middle of the street with the championship trophy. What else did he do? Oh, did you see the video of him tripping and truck sticking the lady?
Yeah, I did.
Amazing.
It was awesome. I just like that lady's walk. It's almost like I was watching a movie or a video game, and it was just a planted person in a scene. Because she just walks with her cup directly like it was all planned into his path. Hilarious. She gets flattened. Instantly was probably super pissed off. And then it's like, oh, hey, Klay.
What's up, Klay? I'm sure a signed jersey or something is coming her way in the mail. But Yeah, and do you see he's going to talk. It looks like he's going to talk to fans, and his championship ring falls off and like goes underneath the barricade. I mean, the guy was a mess. It was awesome. And then Draymond put a video out of it. Looked after the parade. He's like in the hot tub at the facility. He's like, my body needs this, man. It was, I mean, he is so likable. It's awesome. I also thought about going with anyone that said the Tampa Bay Lightning were dead.
Woo. They bounced back and not only did they win the game, they beat the hell physically out of one of the Avalanche guys. That was wild.
Yeah, so they win game 3, 6-2. Game 4 is going on right now as we're recording, and Tampa Bay's up 2-1 with 8 minutes to go in the second period. So we'll see how that one ends up. But yeah, nice bounce back by the back-to-back defending champs. But my loser of the week, Rob Gronkowski. And I know that sounds weird, but he retired for a second time. And I just feel like no one believes him. I mean, even his agent was like, it's just my opinion, but I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out of retirement if Tom asks him to here during the season. Like he is, and maybe it's because we gave him all his praise when he retired for the first time back. And what was that, like 2018 or whatever it was?
Yeah.
And we all kind of unloaded our content, our Gronk content then, but he's undoubtedly one of the best tight ends ever, right? 92 total touchdowns. That's only behind Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates. Saw on ESPN. He is the only tight end ever. 3 seasons of 1,000 yards and 10 plus touchdowns.
Wow.
And he was an incredible blocker.
Yep.
I mean,
Especially
he was
early before he acquired all the injuries. He was a beast on the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely. And when a guy of his caliber announces a retirement, like there's supposed to be a certain reaction, and that reaction has not happened because it's the second time he's retired. And I feel like everyone's like, you're coming back, man. I mean, come on. You didn't even hold a press conference. You just put out a little 1-page social media post. We don't think now. Maybe the thing that Brady put out there, talk about in heartfelt statement from Tom, maybe that means it's actually it's for real. But he's one of the best players ever at his position. He retires and everyone's like, we don't believe you. Well, We'll see you. We'll see you when you come back, Rob. Thanks.
Yeah, even my first reaction was, he's just trying to get out of training camp. He don't want to have to go through training camp. He wants to show up, 4 or 5 weeks into the season, depending on how the start of the year went. If it looks like maybe they're going to win a Super Bowl, maybe he'll show up. But no, there's no doubt. I think he's probably done. He's got a lot of hard miles on him.
Oh yeah.
He's not nearly what he once was. He's still effective at times, but I kind of get the feeling that he's probably ready to move on.
Yeah, and the reality of it is he would make more money doing media stuff than he will get paid playing.
Probably right. Yeah.
And because he's
paying some of those guys now. Whew.
He's hilariously entertaining.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of money waiting on him in the media space. So I'm sure he's got stuff lined up already. But if it's the last time we've seen Gronk, hell of a football player, man.
Yep.
Hell of a football player and a hell of a career and a lot of rings. So it may or may not be the last time we see him, but didn't get quite the reaction I'm sure he was expecting. And he didn't thank the Patriots or any Patriots fans in it. It was just like a Bucs retirement, and Patriots fans were killing him about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think he will, whenever whenever it gets to that, he'll maybe, I was going to say he'll get what he deserves as far as a send away, but I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's like, I don't know. It's like you can't really have like 2 celebrations for the same thing at two different times, right? And once you do the first retirement, you're never really going to get anyone to really jump back on board with the big, let's redo this thing all over again. But he is awesome, guaranteed Hall of Famer.
Yep.